Welcome back to Universal Journey Talk, Part 2 of Episode 3. It was Justin Eisenhower, my buddy. So when we were talking about, numerology and stuff a little bit, we just tapped on it a little bit in the one of our previous episodes. But so he wrote in, he was saying here, in the Bible, number 4 means creation. I didn't know that. Okay. This number directly relates to the creative ability of God. Okay. The earliest mention of 4 in the Bible is in the book of Genesis that I knew about. During the creation week, God finished the creation of what he termed the material universe on the 4th day. Now I don't know much about the material universe. Like, is that are you aware of that? Is there a difference between the material universe or maybe is he talking about like a certain realm or something like that? I don't know.
Well, the material universe, really, we are the material physical universe.
Okay, so there wasn't anything deeper, right?
That'd be the third dimension or the matter realm.
Okay, all right. So he's talking about just our regular, as we know it, the material universe. Okay, all right. And all right, then he moves on here, and then I mentioned, let me see, the number of the order of the universe is 4. Okay, the 4 elements of the earth, air, fire, and water. Okay, the 4 seasons. That's a good point. The 4 points of the compass. That's interesting.
Even like the cross could also is another symbol of, when you look at it, the 4 points of the universe.
Okay.
The 4 corners.
All right.
Or the 4 elements.
Right. And then he mentions here the 4 phases of the moon, which I kind of never thought of it that way. The new, the half moon waxing, full, half moon waning, whatever. So I don't even know any of that stuff. But okay, that's interesting. Because because 4 is generally a practical material number, few superstitions are associated with it. So, and interestingly enough too, check this out. His jersey that he has, on the back of it, it's got his last name Eisenhower, and the back of it is 48. Isn't that interesting? 48.
Right. Yeah.
So so there's something something going on. You can see how it's there's definitely I clearly don't know enough about it, but I will say this: in the past, let me see, the past I don't know, I'm trying to think about now, a year now or so, even my wife has been seeing a lot of synchronicity in numbers. 333, whatever, 111 or whatever. A lot of times now, and she just happened to notice. We'll be talking, and she'll be like, "Hey, what's that?" And then she'll go look it up and see what the meaning of it is and stuff. So, definitely, she's tapping into something. And I think once again, it's kind of going back to what we were talking about in our the earlier episodes about like awakenings. There's something, small little things going on, all to do with this change that's, coming this way. You know what I mean? I think even you were saying stuff like about that with, were you saying even your kid was seeing a couple things?
Jake, yeah.
Yeah, with numbers or something? Yeah.
You've seen pt.3, which, Fibonacci numbers.
Oh, okay.
I see it all. Yeah. So 38, 33, 11, 11, that's like when people start going through that shift of, an awakening of some sort. Usually they'll see 11, 11 or, you'll see all different types of it. These numbers all mean something. Numbers, like you're saying, like in the material world. And remember, there's the material world, like the physical world. And you also have the energy world and ethereal energy. And like number 4 would be a bridge in between of the material, the physical world, and the energy world. And number 4 would be a bridge to that. So it makes sense, like number 4, the 4 elements, like we were just saying, and the significance of that and how that builds a foundation. Kind of like when you look at a pyramid has 5 points, but the 4 points on the bottom, the 4 sides to a pyramid,
right?
That would be the four elements, and earth, water, fire, air. Then the fifth one element would be sky or heaven or whatever you want, ether, and that's where you'll see. So four is that foundation, that or that bridge in between 3 and 5, the material realm and the ethereal higher plane.
That's where now you went to I think Egypt like twice now. Am I correct?
3 times.
3 times. Wow. Okay. And you went to the pyramids 3 times?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I mean clearly you've got
We were lucky. We got to meditate in the pyramids for 2 hours. We literally rent out Giza, and we get up at 5 o'clock in the morning or like 4, and we go in there. And we did it every year for 2 hours. I was lucky. I was fortunate to even meditate in the king's chamber. So,
wow, you didn't tell me that.
Yeah. That's it's I'll go into it sometime, but really like great experience. Just that energy, and it's not like when you leave Egypt and you bring that back, and I feel like when we talk about consciously and kind of understanding our divine pattern, it's a big part of that. It definitely it awakens you in many different ways. It's hard to really explain and pinpoint it in one, but it's just I know just in real time, and almost in a way that's not linear. I feel it makes all a little more sense, and how we're always part of this spiritual journey is finding yourself, and like the Greeks would say, know thyself, and that's the truth. And a lot of times, I'll tell you, just traveling to different countries and just breathing different air, you know what I mean, and going to these different sacred sites in Turkey and Jordan, Petra. I mean, number one, I'm grateful, and me and Kristen really had some really amazing experiences, and it's been awesome, and hopefully we'll be going soon, And,
right.
I know with I don't want to bring up the pandemic and all that stuff, but kind of slow things down, but we'll be hopefully back on board soon, and that's what's up.
Wow.
Maybe you should come with us.
Hey,
that's what's up.
I would definitely want. Yeah, I want to do a lot more of that stuff. There's a lot of things I want to do. It's just time and money and whatever. What's that? What?
We will. We will in
Hey,
due time.
There you go, man. Exactly. There's another buddy of mine who I'm getting off a little bit track here, but with the 5D and other things. But I think it ties in a little bit. Actually, it kind of ties in. Wait, what? What'd you say?
I threw you off. My bad.
No. It's all good. It's all good. This guy kind of got me thinking more about the realms, like with the pyramids and stuff. DMT is a pretty interesting chemical that you can take that opens up your mind and really makes you go into different directions. So he tried it, I don't know, some months ago, and told me that.
DMT or ayahuasca?
What's that?
Did he do DMT or ayahuasca?
DMT. Yeah, he said it was definitely DMT. Like, he wanted specifically because he heard all about how it transports your mind and stuff. And he said some really interesting things that really got me like, whoa. For one thing, when he took it and he finally went off into whatever, he woke up in like a chamber of one of the pyramids or something, and then he said there was like a goddess that was there that was had like a cat-like features or something about her as cat-like, and was guiding him through chambers in different.
Hey, not to cut you off, that would be Sekhmet.
Well, hold on.
She's the lion head goddess.
Well,
yes.
check it out.
Yeah.
Well, check this out. So he
Princeton always sees her a lot. Sees her a lot.
Okay, well, he doesn't know anything about the guy. He doesn't know anything about that stuff. Okay, neither do I really. But anyway, so she was guiding him through things. She was taking him through like different realities and stuff. And he was trying to explain a lot of it. Some of it didn't make sense.
Yeah.
Some of it did. But check this out. So then, finally, it wore off, and he said it was the most, like crazy but amazing, profound, whatever experience. And then, like you said, he did a little bit of research and he found out that was the name of the god, and he was like, whoa. So now he's like, he totally believes in the Egyptian gods and everything and stuff. He was like, so wait, basically he's saying he did tap into something for real. And that got me like, whoa, So
it wasn't just hallucinations. It wasn't just like, oh, he was just high or whatever. Like, no, these things, these are real. I mean, especially metaphysically speaking. Like these are different things like DMT or mushrooms, and they in some ways open different parts of the mind and allow consciousness to filter through, and because really that's what your brain is. Your brain would be basically the communicator, or that tries to downloads consciousness, if that makes sense, of what happens. The brain just downloads consciousness. It's not conscious, and it's just downloads. And different parts of your brain opens different parts of your mind, and it helps, and it can expand in many ways. And there's many benefits that they say, like, or mushrooms, how it can help with multiple personality disorder, and all different type of things. Even however you want to look at it, but there's different, like, we know. There's different planes, there's different dimensions, and that's where it's happening when we talk about the third dimension, the fourth dimension, the fifth dimension, sixth dimension, whatever, on and so on. And that's what you're doing. A lot of times, it's happening in that bridge, and seeing beyond just the physical,
Right. So now
Terrence McKenna gets, real big into DMT and that there's it's real. It's real. It definitely opens you up.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, kind of like what you were saying with, like, okay, the fifth, the sixth, the dimensions and stuff. I think that's kind of like what I was just trying to build into a little bit also. Oh, by the way, so I want to thank Justin for those comments. They really were very interesting.
Cool.
Yeah.
Hey, by the way, I'm not saying that everybody should just be jumping out, taking DMT or whatever. I'm just saying everything with, there's a way to, you got professionals and experts in how to do whatever. I'm just saying, but
right. Right. I mean, I'll tell you what, I've definitely, considered, if I ever get an opportunity for DMT, it seems like something that I want to experience, because if there's another level that I could break into, in other words, I personally, I don't want to do it per se for recreational purposes. I want to do it to see if I can actually experience something. You know what I mean? But anyway, so
well, that's a good. And just to jump on real quick, just like a DMT, there's when I was talking about ayahuasca, a lot of people are getting into that shamanism,
right.
And that was something I did, and it's similar to DMT in many ways, I guess. But it really helped me, even like physically, you know what I mean? And it's something like it, because I like me and my twin brother, always had like stomach issues and stuff, and when I did it, it really healed me with like a lot of that, cleans you, not only just spiritually speakingly or consciously, but also even physically. And it's medicinal, and that's mind, body, and soul. So that's something that really worked out. I've done that quite a few times, and that's something I really that really helped out. So
Yeah.
so I know these things, and you know, they work, you know, and sometimes when you do it, like it's a form of purging, you know. It's not always like I'm not saying like ayahuasca wasn't like it was that fun. It's something like I wouldn't recommend it to do it recreational anyway. You know, it's hey, like when you purge physically, like you could you know, usually puking or diarrhea. You know what I mean?
Oh.
Or a lot of times just yawning. You just yawn, but that's actually a form of purging. You know, rather we understand it.
Anxiety.
Yeah. Yeah. And that, but it really that was a good really good experiences, and that too, you know, could be hallucinogenic sometimes, you know, for some, but sometimes not. Sometimes you don't experience nothing. You literally the only thing you may experience is tummy is your tummy maybe a tummy and diarrhea or whatever, like I said, or puking. So it all depends. But
Right. So,
in the end, as far as on medicinal purposes, I mean, it's really really helped out in many ways, I have to say.
right. Thanks for watching this segment of the full episode to be posted Saturday at noon. Much more to be discussed in the next part, so give this video a like, leave your comments for us to reply to in future episodes, and stay notified by hitting the subscribe button.